There's only one name for this bug eye, Lazarus. This bug eye is about as dead can be, and since Christ don't do cars, that pretty much leaves it up to me, with the support of you folks.
Okay folks, what do we have going on here? We have a big chunk of granite. Why granite, you may ask? Because I don't like the idea of welding this to my tabletop. So, set it on this nice chunk of granite. This one happens to be one I picked up for leatherworking, but I suspect you could go to a place that sells granite countertops and get a smaller piece, probably a lot cheaper and a lot thinner than what I paid for this one. Whole purpose of it is nice flame-proof thing to weld upon. I'm going to turn on the, let me talk about what I'm doing here. We have some extra holes in here that in the process of fitting things up, I just ended up punching some extra holes in. So I'm going to plug those holes up as a test. I don't know how it's going to work out. We'll just try it on a couple of pieces. These aren't terribly important because these are all ones where I could just do plug welds and weld the piece in to the other piece with it. These right here, however, are in a position where there's nothing going to be plug welded to them, I don't think. So kind of want to take care of that. On other pieces, I've definitely got holes where I don't need holes. So that's what I'm doing all that for. Let me turn on the welder. I love these little arm protectors, mostly because they keep my arms comfortable. Oh, and their ground is right. The ground is right there. And that's all it's taken, folks, is just a little tiny hit. Let's set that over there. Flip it around. We got a magnet. Hold this up on the back side. And a mask that wants to keep falling.
Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. For less than the price of a cup of coffee each month, you can support this project as a member on Patreon. See the links in the description below.
I like that. Those look almost as though I knew what the hell I was doing. Don't tell anybody. Now, does that have an effect on the granite plate? Yes, it does. Granite plate gets a little scarring, which is why I have the smooth, shiny side down, and I'm using the back side of it. Here we go. That's it. Oops. Everybody ought to have a ground. Okay. That's all I'm going to mess with. I will now grind those down. You've seen grinding before, so I won't trouble you with that. And I'm finally at the point where I can weld stuff into the beast. Stand by for that to happen. Okay, what I'm doing now is hitting these pieces with some 80 grit with a dual action sander. Yeah, I know it's not a fancy one. It's a cheap old Black & Decker Sandstorm, but it's a dual action and it scuffs the surface up nice. And I'm prepping these pieces to hit them with the weld-through primer and also with regular primer. I'll show you how I'm doing it in a minute here. Hopefully you can see the difference between this area here where I've hit it with the dual action and over here where I haven't hit it with anything yet. These are just spots where I've ground down welds. All right, that's enough of that. Manually hit these pieces on the top here. Next thing I will do is grab some gloves. Yeah. Now I'll wipe all the sanding dust off with acetone. Pretty yucky. And I found it usually takes at least 2 wipe downs to get all of the stuff off of it. we'll do one more here. Looks like third time's a charm. Okay, so I know that this is going to be welded along this edge and along this top edge. So I'm going to hit it with the weld through primer there on those edges. Let's see here, how can I do this and that stuff all over me? Oops. And this edge also. Now the rest of this needs a primer on it to protect it, but I'm not going to be welding on those areas. So that's going to take care of that. Now then, I have another piece. Set this off to the side and find the other piece. This piece is already scrubbed down. So now I can do the inside. None of the inside, oh, I do need to do, let's see. No, none of the inside is going to be hit with welds. So this takes care of that. Just set all that stuff to the side. That piece there can be set someplace else. All right, so I started doing a little bit of test assembly and discovered that I had put this gray primer in areas that needed to have the weld-through primer. Quick and easy solution, obviously, is to sand it off and put the right stuff in there. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. Okay, all the primer's dry. I think we were at the point where I can start assembling this and doing a bit of tack welding. So, I don't want that piece yet. We'll set it off to the side. We will take this piece and this piece. And run this. Yeah, I guess I'll run it through this way. From this side. Need to go into that one and into that one. This one here needs to go into, and what is this going to? That one. This one goes into that one. At this point, everything lines up fine. So I'm going to pull this piece off and tack weld together these inner pieces. Okay, now this primer, walled through primer, no matter what brand you get, has zinc in it. Zinc is nasty stuff to breathe. So you try to avoid breathing zinc fumes. Let's do a quick test here and see if we've got a good ground. So by God, it looks to me like we do. Let's see. I think I could take this piece out of there. Do that real quick. By the way, if all those holes were perfect, those Cleco pins would have just come in and out real easy, but things shift around on you sometimes. My other choice was to make whole new side panels, and I decided I wasn't going to bother making whole new side panels for this thing. Hit a few spots through there. Okay, that all looks good to me. I think the next thing I'm going to do, get these tacked, get this bottom part fixed around where it's got to be, and then, all right, change of plans. I am going to weld these three pieces together, mostly because these things kind of get in the way when you're trying to move around in there. And these have been together so many times, I feel pretty confident that they are going to fit together fine when they get in there. Which time I think I will probably dress those welds down and reprime it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Some of them are mediocre, some of them are good, some of them are just downright ugly. It'll buff out, not a problem. All right, be back in a couple of minutes, because I'm not going to bother showing you the grinding, because you've seen a lot of grinding already. What a grind that is.
Okay, folks, that's it for this episode of BugeyeBob. I really appreciate you watching and hope that, like me, you've learned a few things in this episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment on this video and share it with others. You can help support this project by becoming a member at patreon.com/BugeyeBob in the link below. Patreon paid members get early access to the videos, and in the future will enjoy question and answer sessions and live streams. As this channel grows, future Patreon member benefits will include bonus or extended episodes, member names and credits, and the ability to suggest topics for future videos. You can follow this BugeyeBob restoration on YouTube and Facebook at the links below. Once again, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and supporting this channel. And remember that sometimes the most important job you can do is a dirty, thankless job.